KSW.
We're talking to Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, man, who is a flyweight champion, taking on John Moraga Saturday, July 27th at the Key Arena. So, of course, I think Dana White and the UFC have really, really made the sport what it always was. But, a lot of the ignorant folks had no idea how legitimate and what really it took to be a great MMA fighter, because there's just so much variety, so much you got to watch out for, especially with you, man. Muay Thai, they got to watch out with that with you. They got to watch a lot of stuff. There's great guys that go for the legs, guys that do the upper, guys that are great wrestlers. And, it's do you still have to explain this to anybody in your life that, hey, man, this is legitimate. This is like really true, martial artistry where, you honor that opponent because really the opponent is you.
Yeah, absolutely. With this sport, it's one of the best things that I love about the sport is that you have every different type of, culture, nationality. You have guys from Brazil, England, Ireland, everywhere around the world, competing in one sport. And the one thing I love about this sport is that it almost gets overlooked, especially in Seattle with, the NFL, the Seahawks, the Mariners. But, we're here and, we always have good respect between one another.
And you talk about that around here, too. You're not the only local person that's going to be on the bill for this UFC on Fox. We've got Tacoma's own Miesha Tate's going to be there against Liz Carmouche, right?
Yep, Miesha Tate. She went to Franklin Pierce High School. We actually wrestled at the same tournaments in high school together, so wow. It's funny. Just we also have Michael Chiesa. He's a hometown guy from Spokane. Yeah. Also Trevor Smith, who's from Tukwila. So a lot of hometown people here.
Did you see the video of Miesha when her arm was broken? Was that one of the most brutal things ever to see?
Yep, I was watching it. I was like, it's broke. It's broke.
I mean, who would have ever thought there would be women fighting in the UFC? And they picked some great people to be a part of it because they are, showing that, okay, this is entertaining. This is also great, there's great competitive nature between it all. But, I mean, I would have never thought 5 years ago we'd be seeing ladies in the MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I first started this sport, there was I think the lightest weight class was 170. I remember Sean Shirk fighting at 170. Then 155 came. Then 135, the WEC came. Then 125 came. Now, Dana White came out on air like, woman ain't never going to fight in UFC. Sure enough, Ronda Rousey, persuaded him to be optimistic about it. And now we got women's champion. We got a women's, the Ultimate Fighter finale coming on. I mean, it's just going to keep on growing, and who knows? We're probably going to see, men tag team, Demetrious Johnson, Ronda Rousey versus Liz Carmouche and Uriah Faber. Who knows? I mean, anything sky's the limit.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
I mean,
pay-per-views would sell.
Oh yeah.
Why?
I'm gonna trademark that right now. Mighty Mouse UFC.
Yeah, mine. Let's do it. Let's. Do you ever see? And look, we've seen the battle of the sexes. I remember, back in tennis, that was a huge thing when Bobby Riggs took on Billie Jean King, and I'm thinking, do you think there'll ever be a time if you could mix weights? For instance, like a flyweight dude going up against somebody who's of a different weight class chick. Because again, it's all about being good. I mean, do you think we'll evolve to a point as a society where, look, it's all about just who's a good competitor? Do you think that could happen, or is it just in your lifetime you go, no, we can't ever see that?
I don't think in my lifetime we're going to see a man fight a woman in an octagon, but I wouldn't be surprised if you fight man, you have teammates. A woman and a man team up to fight another man and woman, but the woman's gonna fight the woman, the man's gonna fight the man. So I maybe in that lifetime, but I'm never gonna see a man beat up on a woman. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because you got a lot of things now. How society is with gender reassignment and everything. I mean, everyone's crossing everything, and it's like, hey, listen, I used to be a guy, but now I'm a woman. I want to be this, and you go, yeah, but dude, you look still. I mean, you are like a dude. You're still killing people. I don't think you should be able to. So you just never know what we're gonna look to in the future. And Demetrious, I also know that it's interesting when it comes to mental toughness, because I know that you there was one time in the ring you thought you won, and then they came back and said, hey, you know what? Yeah, you didn't win. And I don't know. And I just know that if my coffee isn't prepared right, I flip out. You know what I mean? I have such a low mental toughness. How do you... What do you do when something like that hits you? Because it's surely unexpected. It's the heat of the moment, and I don't know if you thought you won the fight. I imagine you probably think you win every fight, for the most part. How do you deal with that when things are out of your control after you put on an amazing performance?
Absolutely. It's all part of the sport. I've been into a fight where I've gone all the way to weigh-ins, and a guy backed out right when I got done weighing in. But the whole thing in Australia, it's a human mistake. The judges didn't add up the scorecard right, and you know what? It gave me a chance to fight again against Ian McCall to prove that I did win that fight. And
creepy.
Yeah, and it led me to the title against Joseph Benavidez, and I won that. So it is what it is, and Dana White was very gracious to give us, our win bonus, and we both won Fighting that night. So it was nice, and we got a free trip out of it.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
That's not a bad. See, that's what I like about Dana. Is like, look, we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, especially if it's pocketbook stuff, that's not a problem if that gets figured out.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah, that's a nice thing.
Can I ask the world's dumbest and probably uncomfortable question to ask right now?
Is it going to be Demetrious you're going to ask?
Yes, of course.
Because you do that to us every day.
I do. I know.
Right.
So many years you hear the stories of when someone's training, and I feel bad because your wife's here, but I got to ask the question.
Okay.
When you're training, you're not supposed to be intimate. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. Is that true? Or can you get away with, still being able to, like, hang out with your wife?
Yeah, all the movies say women are bad for you. Don't do anything with them before the fight because they'll take your mojo.
You know what I mean? You guys talking about the love making before a fight. You know what? For me, as long as time, my coach is like, you can't do it because you got to build up the testosterone, so you'd be,
right.
mad.
I want to rip his head off because I need sex right now.
Exactly. So for me, I don't believe in that. And I actually did a study where it's like it's actually better if you do it because you're relaxed, you're more calm.
Yeah, I heard that.
And in mixed martial arts, the calmer you can be, the more your heart rate, you can relax your heart, the less it's going to have to work, the less you fatigue and get tired. So for me, I don't set no boundaries for me, but I'm always away from my wife for a week ahead of time because I'm in a hotel, so I kind of don't mix. But before I go out, I try to get it in, obviously. But
there you go. Look at you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
He said, "Look at you.
Look at you, buddy. You know what? You got your priorities. I love that. And again, of course, like you said,
I'm sorry making the uncomfortable question in here.
Well, listen, you'll have that. Why not? You know what I mean? They're
Why
good.
you hear that so
they're
much?
They're good kids. Let them have fun, Steve. They get to have fun like Americans.
He's the champion. He can do whatever he wants.
He surely does. But he did say she's got some quick moves in the first round, so it's like it's like, you know what, she may wear him up before the fight even happens. Like, just to me to go, come on, I'm leaving soon, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. And you know what, there's nothing like a woman that can really help you mental toughness. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? If you could survive a good woman, which I think every successful man has ever said, if you could survive a good woman with the paces she puts you through, everything else is easy.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. So, Demetrious, we're proud of you on a lot of levels. Of course, we just love when anybody local does good, and we love to have them on the air and say, hey, thanks for making Seattle and the whole area look good, and Tacoma, everything look good. But on the other side, I know what it takes to be successful and to have discipline. And that's the thing people don't know. All of the practice, the discipline, the things you got to give up in order for those couple of rounds that everybody sees you.
Yep.
I mean, it's the stuff they don't see that's really and that's the consistency that really you should be applauded for, man. Congratulations on all that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
The BJ Shea Morning Experience on 99.9 KISW.